Hello, everyone. The entertainment world has been thrown into complete shock as heartbreaking news emerges about Family Matters star Darius McCrary, best known for his iconic role as Eddie Winslow, being arrested near the US-Mexico border under deeply troubling and emotional circumstances that have left fans reeling and the industry stunned. For millions who grew up watching Family Matters, Darius wasn't just a character on TV. He was part of a family that represented hope, love, and laughter in every American living room. So hearing that he's now facing serious charges has broken hearts across generations of fans who still see him as the bright, charismatic teen who once stole every scene with his charm and humor. But as details surrounding his arrest continue to unfold, it's becoming painfully clear that this isn't just another celebrity headline. It's a tragic story of talent, struggle, and the painful fallout of a man fighting demons he's battled for years while the world watched from afar. Reports indicate that McCrary was taken into custody by authorities near the US-Mexico border late last week, after what began as a routine traffic stop turned into something much more serious. Law enforcement sources revealed that Darius appeared disoriented and emotionally distraught, prompting officers to investigate further. And what they found allegedly led to his arrest on a series of charges that paint a devastating picture of a life spiraling far from the bright lights of Hollywood. While officials have not released full details pending formal charges, sources close to the situation describe it as a heartbreaking culmination of years of struggle, involving issues related to substance use, emotional distress, and alleged attempts to flee, mounting personal and legal troubles in the United States. To understand the tragedy unfolding now, we have to go back, because Darius McCrary's story has always been one of incredible highs and crushing lows. After skyrocketing to fame in the early 1990s as Eddie Winslow, the lovable, mischievous son of Carl and Harriet Winslow on Family Matters, Darius became a household name, beloved by audiences worldwide for his comedic timing and undeniable charisma. The show ran for 9 successful seasons, making it one of the longest-running black sitcoms in television history. And for many, Eddie Winslow symbolized the everyman teenager, flawed but full of heart. But when Family Matters ended in 1998, life after fame proved far more difficult than anyone could have imagined. While some of his castmates found new roles and adjusted to life beyond the sitcom world, Darius struggled to find stability in his career, his relationships, and his personal well-being. He took sporadic acting gigs, appeared in music projects, and even tried his hand at producing. But beneath the surface, his life was unraveling. Over the years, headlines about Darius began shifting from entertainment news to troubling reports of financial and personal hardship. He faced multiple legal battles, including child support disputes, domestic violence allegations, and tax issues that painted a picture of a man in constant turmoil. Friends close to him say that while Darius always tried to project confidence and positivity, he often felt isolated, a once celebrated actor trying to survive in an industry that can be brutally unforgiving once the cameras stop rolling. In several interviews, Darius himself admitted that he struggled with depression and feelings of abandonment after Family Matters ended, saying, "You go from having the world love you to not knowing who you are anymore." Those words now feel haunting, especially in light of this recent arrest, which many believe is the result of years of unresolved pain finally reaching a breaking point. According to reports, McCrary was stopped near the border after authorities noticed erratic driving and signs that something wasn't right. Witnesses claim he appeared agitated and emotional, and when officers approached, he reportedly told them he just needed to get away. That statement has fueled speculation that Darius may have been attempting to flee the country, though his representatives have not confirmed that claim. One official familiar with the case said, "It's tragic. He wasn't trying to hurt anyone. You can tell this is a man who's just lost, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally." Inside sources suggest that the charges may include possession-related offenses and potential violation of existing court orders. Fans who have followed Darius through the years know that this isn't the first time he's faced challenges in the public eye. In 2017, he made headlines after a turbulent breakup and subsequent court battles that led to accusations of domestic abuse, allegations he vehemently denied. Later, in 2020, during the height of the pandemic, he opened up about his struggles with loneliness and how Hollywood fame had taken a toll on his sense of identity. "People think success means peace," he said in an emotional Instagram post, But sometimes success is just another form of pressure. That confession now feels like a warning sign that no one fully understood at the time. In the days since his arrest, former co-stars and colleagues have expressed deep sadness over the situation. Jo Marie Payton, who played his TV mother Harriet Winslow, reportedly said through a close friend, "My heart breaks for Darius. He was like a son to me, and I've always prayed that he'd find peace." Even Jaleel White, known as Steve Urkel, shared a cryptic social media post that many fans interpreted as a subtle message of concern, writing, "Fame doesn't protect the soul. It tests it." Those who knew Darius personally describe him as a kind but complicated man, full of love and talent, yet haunted by pain and self-doubt. "He was always trying to do right," one longtime friend said, "but he never had the right support system. Hollywood loved him when he was a kid, but forgot him when he became a man." What makes this story even more heartbreaking is that just months before his arrest, Darius seemed to be turning a corner. He had recently announced a comeback project, a small indie film and a new podcast where he planned to talk openly about life after child stardom, faith, and redemption. In interviews promoting the podcast, he sounded optimistic, telling fans, "I've made mistakes, but I'm still here. God's not done with me yet." Fans rallied behind him, excited to see him reclaim his voice and step back into the spotlight on his own terms. But somewhere between that hopeful declaration and his arrest, something went terribly wrong. Experts familiar with the pressures of Hollywood say McCrary's story isn't unique. Many child stars from the 80s and 90s face similar struggles, navigating a world that celebrates them early and abandons them later. Psychologists often refer to it as post-fame trauma, where the loss of identity and validation leads to a dangerous spiral of self-destruction. For Darius, who grew up in the spotlight and was thrust into adulthood without the stability most people take for granted, that trauma seems to have never fully healed. As one insider put it, "He's been running from pain for a long time." Maybe that's what this was really about. Not escaping the law, but escaping himself. Now, as Darius McCrary sits awaiting further legal proceedings, fans across the world are praying that this tragedy becomes a turning point rather than the final chapter in his story. Social media has been flooded with messages of compassion, forgiveness, and heartbreak. One fan wrote, "Eddie Winslow taught me about growing up and making mistakes. Now it's our turn to show him love while he finds his way back." Others have started sharing old clips from Family Matters, remembering the laughter and joy Darius brought into their homes and hoping he finds that same light again. Legal experts believe that the next few weeks will determine the trajectory of his future, whether he receives rehabilitation, mental health support, or harsher consequences will depend on the evidence presented and the nature of the charges. But regardless of what happens in court, the emotional verdict from the public is already in: heartbreak. Because what fans see isn't just a fallen star. They see a human being who once had it all, who gave joy to millions, and who now stands at the crossroads of redemption and despair. In many ways, Darius McCrary's story is a mirror of Hollywood itself, a place that can create legends and destroy lives in equal measure. And as the news of his arrest continues to make headlines, it's sparking an important conversation about mental health, fame, and the need for compassion in a world that's too quick to judge. If there's one thing Family Matters taught us, it's that family, real or chosen, means never giving up on each other, even when things fall apart. And maybe, just maybe, that's what Darius needs now. Not punishment, not gossip, but grace. As one fan heartbreakingly wrote, "Eddie Winslow was family to all of us. Now it's time we be family to him." Thanks for watching.